At a young age and like, tell him how sorry I am for cheating on the test or doing whatever I was doing that was wrong, you know what I'm saying, that I felt like I got away with. But Monday morning, I remember, man, one Monday morning, I got on the bus, man, and I started singing, hey, we want some say.
Yeah.
And I'm 5 years old, bro. I'm 5 years old.
Wow.
And my mom was like, what is? And bro, don't you know I didn't know?
Couldn't even tell her.
I couldn't even tell. I didn't know. But Cool Hand Luke, two live crew and them, Uncle Luke, they got me in trouble, bro. I got kicked off the school bus, and that was Meadowbrook Elementary.
Okay.
We were living with a friend of the family when we first moved down here, and they lived in Boca Raton, Woodhaven, in Camino Courts, to be exact.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So we had stayed in Camino Courts before we had actually got on our own and moved to Forest Hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said in the last interview and in other interviews too that you had to go sit down and do some time.
Right.
How many total years did you do overall?
9.5.
9.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I ain't really counting jail time, but jail time actually took me to that level to where I went to prison on them different parts.
Do you want to talk about how you landed in the penitentiary?
How I landed in the penitentiary?
Yeah, like how you ended up getting in trouble the first time.
Well, the first time I actually got in trouble was Rolexes.
Okay.
Rolexes. I was hitting Rolex stores, and the reason I got to actually getting the Rolexes was because we used to hit licks. Me and my partners, we used to break in cars and get the CD players out, and we had went on a real big heist one summer right before school started, and me and my partner John, R.I.P. John, we got locked up. And my lawyer was like, man, you got to get up out of here. You supposed to be going back to Eastern Hills to play football, this, that, and the next. And he said, you need to make bond. So I ended up calling my big homie. He ended up giving me an ultimatum. You got to step the game up. You got to get on, something better than what you're doing because you ain't doing nothing but petty theft. That's a bit. Anything you challenged me with back then, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? So he really exposed me to the whole ring of going in the jewelry store and finessing them out the Rolex, not really just going in there robbing them. He showed me how it won't be aggravated because you ain't going in there with no gun. You ain't got to hold them up like that. He was just telling me different techniques. Go in there when it's raining, so they automatically had the door open, so you ain't got to get pop buzzed in. And after a certain time, I had kind of figured out like what he was doing. So I just started doing it on my own. You know what I'm saying? And in doing it on my own, he turned other little niggas on. And in turning the other little niggas on, he wasn't paying them like I had got paid. So they was hungry. And they was hitting licks all over town with the jewelry stores. And one of them got followed home from hitting a lick at hitting a Rolex at a pawn shop. And a civilian following my way home. Police was out there when he came outside. He got locked up, told on the big dude. The big dude told on me that I was the big dude.
But one of the questions I had, just hearing you say this originally, is were you originally, like, let's take it, if you can go back to your first ever time doing this, was there ever a part of you that was scared to do it?
I'm always scared.
Okay.
Yeah. The first person you're gonna argue with is yourself every day. We argue with ourselves to do anything. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And the argument is you gonna do it or not? Right. And with the word of God, like I'm saying, I knew if I said it, it could be done. I wasn't trying to let nothing come out of my mouth fall to the ground. That's why I was believable to the people. That's why I was believable to my friends and my peers. That's why I was able to be their leader, because they understood if Shane said it, he mean it. It's going to happen. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So if I said I'm going in that jewelry store, it was over with. If I said I was about to rob this, it was over with. You know what I'm saying? And it's vice versa. Like if I say I'm going to church, I'm bringing all my. I used to bring all my partners to church.
Facts.
Yeah, Dedrick and them, Daddy, Willie Earl, R.I.P. Willie Earl, R.I.P. DK. Yeah, we used to go to church. They used to come to church with me. Now the draw of the church was the females. You know, we you know, the church gonna have the females in there.
Facts.
So that was another pool to get my partners to come to church with me.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just always in conflict because I ain't understand what was really going on with it.
Right. Right. Okay. I think, bro. I think this is less of a question and more of a statement and observation, bro. I think just sounding like, even from conversations we've had off camera, bro, it sounds like you just have always had a way of bridging the gap to lead people to something good, honestly.
Yeah, I would say that, but I just didn't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? Now, at this time and this age that I'm at, it's like I truly understand that now. You know what I'm saying? The whole time I was tattooing, I didn't really understand that I was really being a therapist to my people and my clients that was on my tattoo table. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I could relate and understand to them because I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna try to see where you're coming from, and I'm gonna try to get you what you missing. I want to be that person that actually bring to the table what you was missing to become or be who you was called to be. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. Okay.
And it was like I knew my homeboys never knew.
Right.
I knew they didn't know like I knew. And it was like, I got to get them this. I got to show them how this works. I got to show them it really do work. It ain't just no gimmick. You know what I'm saying? And that was my way of like using my life to show different things that was happening. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. So one thing I had wrote down here was spiritual guidance, right?
Right.
The last clip that we did that just went crazy was kind of crazy because you educated us about gold,
right?
But then you turned around and educated us about gold in the spiritual sense as well,
right?
So my question to you is how is that something that somebody else can become? Like if I'm watching this interview, because a lot of people in the comments are honestly just inspired by your speaking.
Man, I appreciate that, man. It's real humbling to actually see people actually trying to come to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like, off of me? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, it's mind-blowing, bro. And it's just like, what people don't understand is he came for the broken.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He came for the bound. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, they don't know that.
Right.
And you know, it's so much manipulation within the circuit of the church because of the politically being correct, all that type of stuff. Is when you see me, you see straight through my whole life. I'm not gonna hide nothing from you. I was scared every time I tried to hit a lick. I was scared to death. But the only power I had, I knew it was greater than he that was in me. I knew that. I knew I was great on the inside. I knew I had power to do whatever I want, whatever I said I could do. I knew I could do it just because of the word of God.
Right, right. Okay. So with that, I think a lot of people too were like saying like, man, he should be a preacher. He should be a preacher. He should be a preacher.
Uh-huh.
And it just raises the question, like, in today's world, what is a preacher?
Right.
Like, what is that?
Right. So the thing is that that's I think that's where he took me from.
Right.
Because I would have been there. You get what I'm saying? So he created me to be this tattooed nigga that's from Meadowbrook. He just started creating this credibility behind it as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like he solidified me at this position so that I could relate to people that look like me. But he had already instilled the word in me and messed me up to where I couldn't go in that arena. Like I've done it and they'll bring me and they'll invite me, but I don't have that vibe.
Right.
You're not going to get that vibe from me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So the thing is, he made me have to go outside the wall.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So in doing that, it's like, it's a whole bunch of sheep, bro, that's lost in the stray, and they're going to attach themselves to whoever feed them. You get what I'm saying? And all it takes is to get this one sheep to follow me, and then the sheep that was following him going to start following me. And then those sheep that's following him was going to follow me. And what are we on now? Followers.